All right, joining us here to talk about the Denver Broncos is C-Generate and my Denver insider, Eric Acosta. Eric, welcome to the Bottom Line Bobs. Yeah. Thank you for joining the show. I see from the chat room to the segment show. I love it. You sometimes you pop in the chat there in the Bottom Line Bobs.
That's true. Yeah.
Along with the C-Generates. It's always hard to keep up. You're a comedy writer, of course. You're a lot of things here. Of course, you're blood fart in our CCFL. We've been having a few owners in there, and recently we had Jim Miller do our draft order via Cameo, and he was not happy with your team name.
No, I feel like the more he said it, the more it bothered him. Like he read it off the paper the first time and just like and then he said it a few and it just started bothering him.
Yes, it did. I will say that there's a few other profane names. Like, okay, all right, you got a potty mouth, but with yours, it started growing, and you could tell. Oh, he was a changed man. Thank God you were at the top of the order, or the rest of it really would have been phoned in.
It's true, because by the time he was done giving me whatever bit he was doing, he seemed bothered.
Yeah, he threw his phone down. Got erased. So you're a longtime Bronco fan, even though I know you're from Chicago. You're also a White Sox fan. All right, condolences to that.
Yeah, that team died, but that's going on. This is the year for Denver, clearly.
Yeah, I know, right? That's just going to be back-to-back, because Denver, of course, they have the tied with Carolina as the worst odds to win the Super Bowl. Pretty amazing there. But the picture behind me there, you are in a John Elway fantasy league. Our man Willie Roberts, I snuck him in the photo. What's this? An all Denver Bronco fantasy football league you're in?
Yes, there was an LA-based fantasy football league,
right.
And every single time, every year when we draft, immediately following the draft, we would all wear a different Bronco jersey supplied by Willie Roberts there at the Peyton Manning. He's got untold amounts of jerseys, so he would bring bags of them. We'd all put one of them on, and then we'd take a giant picture of everybody in a Bronco jersey.
Right, because I saw some of the pictures. I would recognize some of the people, not all Bronco fans, and they would put on their own hat, like just to
right.
Right.
People know. Hey,
right. No,
I don't like this. I don't like it.
I don't enjoy this, but there's a Niner hat, but I'm also wearing a Terrell Davis jersey. That is hilarious.
I think that's the best place to start right now. I mean, nobody's talking about you get a lot of the whole, Bo Nix looks good or whatever, but what's really the story is the treatment of Terrell Davis, right? I mean, that flight attendant, I don't think that flight attendant understands what she's done. She's lit the fire. That's what this season is going to be.
It's a revenge joke. They're doing it for 2D, and it is non-first class treatment when he grabbed the flight attendant and said, "Hey, bring me my drink.
My kid wants water."
Yeah, it was a lot of tears were shed. He went on Good Morning America. Very tragic story for Terrell Davis. Hopefully, they can respect his Hall of Fame.
But that's the kind of thing that brings the team together.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get here. Here they are last year. They had a decent. They started out 1-5, and then they wound up 8-9 for some reason. They went on a
5-game winning streak. So subtract that from the season, and there you are. You get
right. Now they went 8-9, and of course they let Russ cook one last time there. And this is what happened. These are some of the funny memes you see online there: the cereal and the slice of cheese, and and then, of course, the kitchen fire. Of course, Russ. He said, "Just let me cook," and then they allowed it, and then that's what happened.
I think the kitchen, the fire one. I think that's an actual picture from the Broncos Patriots game.
Right into Sean Payton here, who comes. He came in with optimism, trashing Nathaniel Hackett, who's laughing down there, like, "Yeah, he was the worst coach of all time. Could be Russ's fault." And then 2 games into it, that he turned into Kevin James. He's like, "Oh, it was Russ's fault." Sean Payton gets $18 million a year. That's okay. That's something. That's what they're going to be doing.
Something. That is something.
Right. So congratulations on that. He's 33-1 to win Coach of the Year. Now, he was a good coach. He was known as a good coach. Now, is there a possibility that he might not be a good coach without Drew Brees? Is that kind of a situation with him?
I mean, is any coach a good coach without their Hall of Fame quarterback? It's like we keep forgetting that whole thing.
I know.
Again, we haven't forgotten it. I guess with Belichick, nobody's interested in the greatest head coach of all time in the history of the sport. Nobody wants Bill Belichick.
Right, that's true. But it's funny because he's known for saying, like, the cocky things. Like when he threw Hackett under the bus, he's like, that's just my announcer hat on. Which, by the way, you never said things like that when you were an announcer, Peyton. You were trying to you were trying to get rehired. But then he did the thing, like, we'll get on to this Bo Nix. You get on, like, yeah, I fooled the Vikings into thinking that. Like, yeah, you sure did. You got the last quarterback possible.
Like I was saying, like they're gonna have us believe that had they had the number 1 pick, it was Bo Nix over Caleb Williams. That's how their scouting went. That's how it's
right. They didn't want Caleb Williams, as you said, kind of like draft day situation. No one went to his birthday. I mean, that kind of situation. They want someone to give their teammates like.
I like the idea of people like Ryan Poles and GMs around the league just frantically calling Sean Payton, like, what do you know? What do you know?
Did you hear about his birthday? Who showed up? What got on? As we said the other day, like, Caleb Williams' teammates might not have went to his birthday because they weren't invited. Caleb Williams hangs out with celebrities.
Right. There were, like I said, like there was like Jay-Z was there. There's not. I've got a lot of room for for my freshman wide receivers here on my team. Sorry.
Right. So Bo Nix, although he did look good in that preseason game, it's kind of just understood that he's just not going to be good. Like, I think it's almost a thing like we've decided, like, well, then when they talk about the rookie quarterbacks, there's Caleb and Jalen Daniels, and then like maybe Drake May, then Bo Nix. Yeah, right. Bo Nix is one of them too, right? He was in.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah, he is. He's one of them. In that class.
Here's a fact. Bo Nix played, I want to say, like 60 college football games. Right.
Right.
That's a good fact. 60 college. And so I don't know that any other drafted quarterback played that many games. So people got to see Bo Nix more than any other quarterback, and he was still 6.
Yeah.
So
he did get out. Yeah, he went to Auburn and Oregon, and like you said, he did look good. So he's got 16-1 win rookie of the year because he will. I mean, he obviously will be starting. At least he's got that going for him. Unlike Drake May and Michael Penix, because you got Stidham in there who played last year, and then apparently I found out Zach Wilson. I guess was he driving to LA and just stopped through Denver, and they let him crash for a month here. He's in the quarterback room officially.
He's there. He is in the room.
Okay.
I guess it's about the intangibles. Like holding a clipboard. He's excellent at it. He's excellent at holding a clipboard.
Yeah.
He likes watching good quarterbacks. So that's a thing. I mean, if you listen. It's the whole thing is like it's a quarterback controversy. It's Bo or is it gonna be Bo or Stidham or Parson? No one even says the name, Zach. No one even says it.
They have to be reminded. Coach, are you forgetting somebody? I don't know. It's on the tip of my tongue.
I don't think so.
As far as Bo Nix, he did look good, so I hope he does well. But I tried to look up an MVP number for him, and Vegas just said no, you don't even want to do that.
They're stopping you,
right?
Like, okay,
listen, we enjoy money, but we don't want to. I mean, this will be sad for you. See, they have some receivers. We like Cortland Sutton, 151 offensive player here. That's stretching it, but Tony, how about this Tony Franklin rookie receiver? Who's from Mizzou?
Yes, and I hear the word drop a lot.
Okay, that's always great.
That's always a good word when you want to hear, But I mean, whatever. I don't. They were 8-9 last year with Russell Wilson,
right? And
I don't know that they're that good anymore.
Yeah, I know it is bad. They got rid of Jerry Jeudy, and then Mims will step up, I guess, and Mims will step up in that Jeudy role of not producing deep threat.
What I'm mad about is the NFL changing from 16 games to 17 games because if you look at everything, the Broncos are like their identity is a 500 team. That's who they are. They are a 500 team, and the NFL has taken that possibility away from them.
Maybe they can shoot to go 7-7-3 if they can do that or something.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
our friend Henry Scott used to try to get the Browns to go 6-6-6 or something. It was like, or 5-5-6. It was a good solid thing. My favorite free agent signing, maybe in the league, was the Josh Reynolds. What a nondescript. Like, he plays receiver. I know how to play the position. I don't do any of it good, but I know where to line up. I know to run a thing, and I know what number to wear.
It's like a guy. It's like the team was built by. Like mediocre fantasy football players. It's like, oh, Josh Reynolds. Yeah. He won me like a game or two there.
I remember him. Sure.
Yeah.
It's a name. Is Lee Evans still available? That's a name I knew too.
I'm hoping that's the case, and I hope that it's not that Peyton and the Broncos were like, got him confused with Josh Palmer.
Right. Yeah. Could it? Is
good.
it a different one? How many Joshes can there be in the football? It's got to be him. Sign him sight unseen over the phone. Let's do it.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I was going to say names.
I like McLaughlin. I don't understand. He doesn't get a lot of talk. People keep going right to Samaje Perine. I don't get that. I think McLaughlin is better.
Yeah, I did too. Samaje Perine. I mean, that's just that sounds French for Monty Ball, if you ask me. I don't really, I don't.
He did have a world class bobble drop into an interception though, in that Colts preseason game.
Yeah, it almost like collusion to get Bo Nix to be the starter. Like any sit-em ball, just throw it. Let's get into the schedule here at the Broncos. Now, we didn't mention the defense or the rush. The defense actually was good last year. After they gave up 70 points to Miami, they actually, I mean, they kind of
everything in that five winning streak with that game, everything looked good.
Everything looked good. 1 month from November to December, they had 16 points a game. They beat the Chiefs for some reason. They always have one of those games.
They beat the Bills, the Packers. It's pretty crazy. I don't know, but I know that this year they're going for defensive sacks by committee. They're going to rotate people in and out of that. They got nobody who's a legitimate starter. They're just going to rotate bodies. Hopefully, they can get sacked. But you still got Patrick Surtain is still back there.
Yeah, I got Patrick Surtain.
But you lost Justin Simmons, and that's pretty big.
That's a big loss. They have Zach Allen and Malcolm Roach. I got a few guys that get in there. Vance Joseph still
Nick Benito. Yeah,
yes. Nick Benito. And they hired Jim Leonard as I like when they make up jobs. Defensive pass game coordinator. It's okay. What? Sure, you can come on in. We'll get you a job. It's like a mob job. Like, just come down to the office. We'll give you a title and we'll get you a steady paycheck going.
Yeah, we're gonna work on our rush D today, so you don't even have to come in. We'll call you when we think a team is going to pass on us.
They opened up at Seattle. I'm sorry. That's a loss.
The second time in 3 years they're doing that. If you remember, famously, Russell Wilson opened against the Seahawks.
Right.
On that, when they had that 2-minute drive, and Peyton, during the Peyton cast, the Manning cast, Peyton was really frustrated. Was like, call a timeout. Call a timeout. Go ahead and call that timeout.
I remember that.
Right. Timeout. Let's call that timeout.
He's going to call the timeout, right? I mean, he knows what's going to happen here. All right, now go kick, I guess. I don't know. That was that was the beginning of the end for okay, things might be bad here.
Yeah. So we're going to rematch that game with week 1, and I don't see a way in which the Broncos beat the Seahawks.
No, that's not going to happen. But the NFL script writers in full effect. Week 2, they have Pittsburgh coming to Denver. Russell Wilson cooking. But what are the odds of that? That's unbelievable. What kind of reaction you think Russ is going to get there? And I'm sure it'll be a nice warm welcome from Barrel Guy and everybody, right?
It'll be very, very nice welcome. Hope, we're all ready to ride. So
they want to ride the Bronco Nation, as Russ would put it. Yeah,
let's ride. Although how upset would the NFL be if already in week 1 Tomlin is like, nah, Fields is my guy.
Just for this game. You know what? He doesn't like the elevation there. Apparently, we looked at his record, not good there. I didn't realize did he play there or something? It's really
I missed it, but he's had a lot of games in Denver.
Yeah, were they in Seattle's division? How did he play so many games there? I don't understand that. And then the only other game that matters on the schedule, TV writers put that in there. Sean Payton's return to New Orleans.
Nolans. Yes. That's winnable. I mean, you got Derek Carr there, so that game's winnable. That's a winnable game.
That's the only mission. Search more quarterback disasters that you can win against this.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, the division is not. You're not going to beat I know they beat the Chiefs once last year. It's probably not going to happen again this year.
Right.
Despite the fact that the Raiders are awful, the Broncos somehow are in some weird slump with the Raiders, and then the Chargers. I don't even know what the Chargers are right now.
I know it does, and of course you got Harbaugh, then Herbert with plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis has been fun from the sports talk world because every middle-aged white guy has plantar fasciitis. So they call up and say, "Oh, I know what that's. Trust me, that hurts. I know exactly what that injury is." Yeah. Okay.
I think it's the most popular cause of that is carrying around privilege and money.
Right, rich man's division. So that's it. The way you put it, the division is kind of wide open outside of Kansas City. I think they could sneak 6 or 7 wins there.
Well, 8-9 was good enough for second in the division last year.
Right. With the rush and their defense, I think they can do something. But yeah, Bo Nix, we'll see.
I mean, that's the key, right? It's like if all of a sudden if Bo Nix is competent, then I suppose that I mean, no, I don't care how competent he is. You're not the Chiefs, so we're talking about
right.
second place in a horrible division is what you're talking about. But I mean, what would you if you're the Broncos and this thing just absolutely craters and you're left with the number 1 pick? What are you doing with the number 1 pick?
Yeah, that's why you got to get Bo Nix in there immediately to get this out of the way. Just
right,
like you saw what happened, right? Now we can move on. Okay, we can move on. This has been
you can't. Yeah, no mystery. There's not like but maybe no. Yeah.
No, he got his shot there. Well, Eric Acosta, thank you for joining us, talking Denver Broncos. Quick shout out here, and also the Elway Fantasy League. I forgot to mention Wade Randolph is also a Denver Bronco, and you and him both recently collaborated for the Liev Schreiber sketch that's going on here with
that's
that.
Right. Yes, I hope you enjoyed that as much as we do listening to Liev Schreiber.
And you're the mastermind behind Megamind Rules. Explain that a second.
Well, Megamind was a surprise hit feature film in 2010, 2011 or so.
Yeah, people loved it.
And so, people like to strike when the iron's hot, especially DreamWorks. And so they were like, hey, let's make another one, 12 years later or whatever the hell it was. And so I was part of making that series, and the Megamind fan base really, really likes it. They like it a lot.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. And usually they don't make their opinion known online, right? Those kind
of. Not really. I mean, it's just one of those things. Usually, as you see, when an old property is sort of brought back and made anew, it usually is gangbusters.
Yeah, open mind, usually, right? They're like, they can't wait to see what they do with it.
You don't hear things like "you ruined my childhood" or you destroyed a great franchise. Those things you don't overhear those things, and so that's the case here as well. Yeah.
Right. So no, you don't have to question how you sleep at night as you try to support your family. Well, fantastic. Let's go, Bo Nix, and thanks for joining us, Eric.
Thank you.